Okay, that doesn't look like we're live.
Did you click live?
Yeah? Oh, this bastard. No, this says you're live.
Oh, there you are.
Oh, and not only that, the camera's in the perfect spot. Computer, turn off Airboy before I kick you in your microchip.
Okay. She keeps saying she's gonna do it. She's not doing it.
Do you believe that?
That's why I didn't want to keep saying it, but I'm like, she still didn't do it.
Oh, you know why?
Why?
Because it's not on.
Oh.
That's the air conditioner.
Oh. Well, I guess now you owe her an apology.
Sorry, computer. I won't kick you in your microchip.
Oh.
I think that's going to do. What are all those wires?
My hair's looking a little better. I started putting in anti-frizz stuff after I shower.
Mm-hmm.
And it's better, but not fixed.
Oh. Actually, look like I got the whole uniform on today.
I really don't. I'm wearing shorts.
Look at me.
Oh, look at you.
I haven't got Starfleet issue shoes.
Nike.
How do you know they don't use them?
You think Kirk wears Nike?
I don't know. All right, well, I should be in there.
I started rewatching Friends.
Moving. Oh, yeah, you like that show?
Yeah.
Those discs I gave you?
Yeah.
How does that look? Is it straight?
It's straight. Just shut
It
up.
sure doesn't look straight.
Shut up. Sit down.
Every time I look at that, I'm like, "Rrr." Beep, 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 beep.
My roots are starting to come back
You
slowly.
see I cleaned up my desk a little bit back there.
Yeah, you're like 2% better now.
Right. 2%.
Why are you never connected to Wi-Fi?
That thing has a mind of its own, bro. Why are we not connected to chat right now?
Because you're never connected when it's on the TV.
I was the other day for something.
Oh, I don't know.
Maybe I can connect to it.
I'm trying to pull it up over here. I don't know who's with us, so if somebody's here, give me a moment.
That's cute.
Come on, baby.
I don't see anything indicating I can read the chat.
Yeah, and for some reason the chat's not showing up here either.
Is our chat not on? Are we really live?
Says we're live. Started 2 minutes ago, 2 watching.
And there's no chat?
No chat.
What about your personal phone? So while we play with our technical difficulties, I don't even have anything to say. I'm so irritated by YouTube and computers.
No chat.
Not working. How come? And there's no button for chat?
No.
I wonder if I hit a button and said no chat.
Maybe.
Or because it's in that thing, I couldn't access the chat.
It won't even let you save it either. So you click something. I don't really know how to fix that, I gotta be honest.
All right, well, there you go, folks. I'm glad you're here. I don't know who you are. If you really want to get a message across, I guess you're going to have to leave a comment. And that's assuming that the computer didn't block out
everything.
Leaving comments. But you're certainly going to enjoy.
You know what you did?
What?
You clicked for families. So there's no chat for kids watching.
No, I absolutely said it's not for kids. I always
Choices
did.
for families. Explore similar, safer experiences for kids and families.
Oh.
So you clicked.
No, probably when I put it in there, it clicked.
Yeah.
Remember, that case is gone now.
Choices for every family. A supervised experience. Yeah, you got chat off.
Okay, so you're getting a supervised experience, and
no
there's
cursing.
Gonna be no cursing.
Yeah.
Because I could curse for 10 minutes on this whole situation that's happening right now.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not about to whatever.
Yep. Choices for families is on here too. That's why I'm not seeing a chat.
Well, hello, families.
They don't want little kids on our chat.
Hey, any 2-year-olds out there that like Star Trek?
Woo!
Wow, I think that's great.
It says 2 watching. That sounds like that and that.
Could be.
Could be.
Good enough. The kids will be able to watch it.
Yeah.
We could talk about how my dog ran away yesterday.
I heard about that.
That was fun.
Your buddy told me about that immediately.
Yes.
Just gone.
That gosh darn dog, man. Sometimes he just had too much sugar and away he went. You know what I mean?
That's what he did on the trip over to Arkansas. He just bolted off in the night and nobody knew if he was ever coming back.
Well, yesterday he chased a motorcycle
Yeah.
down Meadows, made a left at Prairie, and then a right on Mississippi.
He was going to be gone.
Oh, he was gone.
He was
Thankfully,
gone.
he decided he was too fat and slow, and
Well, he should have realized that. We're the ones feeding him.
he turned around and came back.
They're going to find him and they're going to cook him up for dinner.
And I looked at him and I said, "Oh, bubblegum, Pop.
Yeah.
You better come in this house. We're
Is that
gonna
what you
give you
said?
some cookies."
That's
Yep.
what you said? Okay.
I said, "Oh, bubblegum."
That sounds like how you'd react to that situation.
Well, I got to tell you, I was pretty peeved. I went inside to get the truck keys and a leash, and by the
Mhm.
time I came out of the garage, he was already back. And you know what? Boy, was I really appreciating that he turned around and came back in. Because Pop is my pal. So he got off pretty easy.
I have doubts.
No, he did.
Oh, he did? Okay.
I was really happy he brought himself back.
And you didn't have to go
Yeah, I mean,
tackle him or something?
well, I wouldn't have to tackle him if the motorcycle, if that motorcycle would have just turned around,
Mm-hmm.
he would have come right back.
Yeah.
But, there's not a lot of bright thinkers.
Oh, I was just gassing up on the way over here, and there was a couple of motorcycle people revving their engines super loud, and I'm like,
Well, this isn't even that kind of motorcycle. Like, those are kind of cool.
Mm-hmm.
This was your bottom basement. It might have even been a dirt bike. I don't know what that was doing out on the road.
Mm-hmm.
And a guy in a full like safety uniform, sort of
Okay.
coat, pant thing, helmet. So I guess I'm gonna believe that he was afraid of Pop,
Yeah, that's
and he didn't want
possible.
to turn around. But he could have saved me a lot of trouble if he'd have turned around.
People are scared of Pop.
And then so these kids were standing there at the end of the driveway, and I'm looking at. I hadn't seen Pop yet. I go, "Hey, what are you doing?" "Oh, your dog's back." I go, "Whoa, where?" "Right there." He was in the yard.
Mm-hmm.
He was going to go over to Peggy's and eat a few cats once he got up his energy. I
Yeah.
mean, kiss a few cats,
Yeah.
kids. He ain't gonna eat any cats. And then so I let Pop walk over there, and the two. Remember that one little girl on the scooter?
Yeah.
Okay, so it's them, and pet Pop. Of course, Pop was real friendly and everything. Then the
Aw.
guy across the street comes out. Pop starts going, and then was in attack mode and was going to go run across the street.
Oh my god.
So gosh darn it, I got a hold of that collar and escorted Pop right back in the house.
At least the little girl's not scared of him anymore.
No, not even a little.
He's just got a big head.
Now, when he does that charging thing, I guess I can see why people would be upset.
Yeah. Anyway, he's fired from outside for a while, right?
Well, I'm not gonna even participate in that situation. He didn't listen to me at all.
Yeah, he.
There was a split second where he stopped and went, "Oh, maybe I'm crossing the line," and then decided, you know what, this is my opportunity to go eat that motorcycle.
Yeah. That sounds right. Well,
And by the way,
he's
when we
fired.
had a nice little friendly chat afterwards,
Mm-hmm.
he just was doing this. That big goofy face he has.
Yeah, he's like,
Like
what's the
he
problem?
had no idea there was a problem.
He really doesn't. I think he is really dumb.
I think he's just a goofball.
That's all he knows
I
how
don't
to
think
do.
he saw it as a problem, so he's just like, what? Well, come on, man.
He's like, I thought we were just running around.
I'm over here on this giant bed,
Well,
just relaxing.
when I walked in, he was on the tiny bed, so he looked pretty funny.
Well, there's a brown one that's medium. Then there's that
Mhm.
green one that King Tut sat on.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's a double in the corner for the princess.
Yeah.
And then a scrod basket next to the door.
The one next to the door is the one he was laying on.
I don't understand why he doesn't lay on that green one.
He likes the scrub basket.
He's a character.
Yeah.
Well, we got 2 minutes left of the pre-show. You got anything you want to say that's family friendly?
So no one told you life was gonna be this way.
See, kids, isn't this great?
Yeah. That's about what I've been seeing the last couple of days.
I don't know what I tried to. I wanted to see the Voyager J again, so I put on that episode of Discovery.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't really show much of it. I wasn't happy with that. And then I said, you know what? Why don't I try Strange New Worlds again? Because it's a blank spot. I had nothing to watch.
Okay.
And I put it on, and it was a #1 episode. And she's tolerable. And it was one where everybody was getting sick, and the captain and Spock were off on the planet stuck. So she was in charge.
Mm-hmm.
And you know what? Not bad.
Wow.
Not bad.
Wow.
She's good.
Yeah.
And they didn't have any I mean, there was like, small little sprinkles, like I think it's Nurse Chapel, but I think she's a doctor now. She wears this white suit and this white
I
hair.
hate her on that show.
Well, I haven't seen very much of it. This was like episode 3.
I remember episode 1 we watched, she was insufferable.
Yeah, she just said something like 1 or 2 things that were goofy, but otherwise, like the doctor.
She's the goofy one.
Yeah. And then you find out she's #1 is from some planet that the Federation is not into,
Mm-hmm.
and they're like prejudiced,
Oh.
and nobody knew that's what she was.
Mm-hmm.
And by the end, she has to tell everybody, and some people are a little salty about it.
Mm-hmm.
And then she offers her resignation to the captain. The captain goes, "No, we've been misinformed about your planet. I like your style.
That's nice.
You're not resigning." Yep.
I like that.
So more #1.
That sounds like
All right,
Star
there's
Trek.
the 5.
Okay.
So, kids, we're going to talk about a show that's got a little ship flying around, and they go from candy store to candy store each week.
Mm-hmm.
This week, on the way to the candy store, they're chasing another person trying to go to the candy store. And I'm not really sure why they were chasing him.
They weren't.
They were,
No.
because the guy was flying away and doing all kinds of maneuvers to get away from this first ship.
They were running away from some other phenomenon that was happening.
Well,
And then they tried to protect that ship.
But only because that one was weaving in and out. Because at one point the captain goes, "Oh, they know we're following them."
I don't know
They were listen.
I don't know about that.
I'm telling you, they were chasing that guy.
Okay.
Maybe only one person who got to the candy store got the discount, so they're racing to get there. I don't know. So, in the midst of all that,
Mm-hmm.
that guy's car blows up.
Yeah.
But the first car is able to get the people out of the car before it blows up. So now they're all in one big car.
Mm-hmm.
And then some shenanigans goes on, because it's this weird pirate-looking guy and
He's got a
3
cowboy
chicks.
hat on.
Yeah, that was weird too, right?
Well, yeah, I was seeing
He's
that.
a pirate with a cowboy hat,
Yeah.
and these 3 chicks.
3 chicks in
And-
great outfits.
Right. And everybody likes the chicks. In fact, there's something fishy going on, because everybody on the ship who sees these chicks think they're watching Bluey. And man, they can't stop looking at Bluey.
Yeah.
All 3 of them. There's like 3 Blueys
Mm-hmm.
on the show. So tell me, what happens after that?
Well, the thing you're starting to see, it's more supernatural or
Yeah, like
science
fairy
fiction-y.
dust, pixie dust.
The first indication of that is she walks by some medical screen. The doctor's like, "Wait, do that again." She's like, "It's not supposed to do that."
And when you say medical screen, you mean they're going in for a checkup.
No, she was just coming to visit. She walked by one of his screens and it started flashing.
Right. But they wanted to go in there for a lollipop, right?
Yeah, something like that.
And the doctor said, "Oh, there might be a problem," but then he doesn't follow up on it.
Yeah, because he's too distracted by how pretty.
Right. He likes Bluey too.
Yeah.
So he's like, "Wow, a personal appearance by Bluey." So you can imagine, kids.
Well, there was also that whole scene where Pirate Guy was he was on a lie detector.
Yeah, well, that wasn't on yet before the medical, was it?
No, it was like the first thing that happened once they got on the ship and introduced themselves.
I thought the first thing they did was went to the captain's room.
No, did you watch it today?
Uh,
I watched it today.
I feel like it's time to start betting some lollipops here.
I saw it right before I came over here.
Okay, so let me ask you a question.
Okay.
How do you have a trial before the captain meets them?
He came into that room, didn't he?
That's the captain's room.
Oh.
Then
Yeah.
they went
You want to
to
know why I now remember that? Is because Spock he sends the ladies off in the room. He's like, good luck.
yeah,
Kind
Spock.
of thing.
Spock doesn't watch Bluey,
Mm-hmm.
so he doesn't care. He is a Bluey. He's got a big blue shirt on.
Yeah, he doesn't care. But he sends it off to the captain, obviously knowing. He's got a reputation for watching Bluey, if you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So sends those chicks in there. Then they introduce.
No,
And then,
well, actually, they're not chicks. They're nice mommies.
yeah. Well, they want to be wives.
Hmm?
They're going to their husbands.
Yeah.
Because you find out at the trial that he finds women who want a husband, and he takes them to a place
Right. He
to
lets
get
them.
married.
He lets them meet daddies. Yeah, that's his business, I guess.
Yep.
He's like, hey, mommies, do you
Mhm.
want to go see some daddies? And they're like, yes,
Yep.
we like daddies.
Because they're on I was told, I think they said that they were on a planet.
There is a planet of daddies that are all by themselves, and they need mommies.
No, the mommies grew up on planets where there are no daddies.
But they're going to a planet where there's
That has
just
only
daddies,
daddies.
so they need mommies. So
Yeah.
it seems like a good trade. I'm not sure why the captain's so peeved.
Because he's supposed to be in jail, that guy.
Yeah, he did.
He's doing a lot of bad
He
stuff.
doesn't go to bed on time.
And
he won't eat his vegetables.
And by saving him, they ran out of dilithium crystals.
That is true. Saving them broke their car,
Yeah.
and there was a big bill. And
Yep.
trying to get, now they can't go to the candy store anymore. They got to go to the fix the car store.
Mm-hmm.
But it's barely getting there.
Yep.
So that's why the main guy is, he's just a little, like, come on.
Come on.
Come on.
Yeah.
So the pirate cowboy is kind of in trouble
Mm-hmm.
because he sort of broke the guy's car.
He broke his car, and he doesn't have a license to drive.
Right.
Which is bad
And there
news.
was some other stuff too, like
There
he
was
wouldn't eat
other
his
stuff.
vegetables and
Stealing.
well,
Stealing cookies out of the
borrowing,
cookie jar.
borrowing things that were not his.
Kids can know what stealing is.
Not 2-year-olds. Give them a break. They want to have a good time.
Stealing cookies from the cookie jar.
Dude, this may open up a whole new era for 2-year-olds watching the show.
Yeah, we're just gonna talk about every Star Trek episode in child language.
Why not? Hopefully next week I don't have that thing broken, but
Yeah, that's the dream.
I bet you're sorry the 30 minutes ago when you said, I don't want to do that. You do it.
Well,
Setting up the thing.
I thought you had it under control, but I
Me
guess
too,
not.
but when that thing touches that, buttons
just-
start getting pressed. That shouldn't be a default situation.
One of the moms starts liking the captain.
Well, she likes that daddy.
Yeah.
Problem is that daddy only likes his car
Yep.
and fixing it and driving it around.
Even Mud said that. He
So-
said he likes his car.
Right. So that ain't going to happen. But so to get to the car repair shop, there's some good news. The car repair shop only has daddies, and they want some mommies, and in exchange, they will fix their car for them.
But what happened was, Captain was gonna go to them, ask for the gas or whatever.
He was going to pay, yeah.
Yeah, he was gonna pay up, but Mud had reached out to them.
The pirate
Secretly.
cowboy. Yes.
Pirate Cowboy reached out to them and was like, "Hey, we got some moms here.
Mhm.
Do you want them?" And of course they're like, "Yeah." But he's like, "Okay, you got to get all my charges dropped for not eating his vegetables."
Right.
And,
Forgive me for not eating my vegetables, and I
Mhm.
will continue to not eat my vegetables and not go to bed on time.
and you get these wives. That's the deal he's giving to them.
Right. Now, it's important to point out that these mommies want to go.
Yeah, they want husbands.
Right. They want their daddies, so there's
Mhm.
no problem there. The pirate cowboy is just a facilitator, big word, a guy who helps mommies
Mhm.
and daddies get together.
Yep.
So that's nice, right?
But
And it helps that these mommies look like Bluey.
but you find out.
Well, yeah, what happens is the mommies, we find out, are not really Blueys.
Yep.
They're more like, who's the bad guy in Bluey?
It's a show about a family. There's no bad guy.
Well, then what's the conflict?
It's family stuff.
Like,
Like teaching kids how to be friends.
all right, well, then let's just say these mommies we found out, even though they said they were eating their vegetables and going to bed on time,
Mhm.
turns out they were just pretending
Yep.
they were eating their dinner and going to bed on time.
They're actually uggo.
Oh.
No, that's new slang for the kids.
Mm.
Is uggo.
No, I don't want them saying that. Don't say that. That's not nice, kids.
Slang.
They don't need any slang. They only know Bluey and good times.
But they're eating this cookie that makes them very pretty, and so everybody wants to look at them.
No, it makes them look like Bluey.
Makes them look like Bluey. Everybody wants to look at Bluey.
Right. And it turns out they're not Bluey.
Yep.
They're pretending.
Yep.
So, I mean, the captain, when he went there and he wants to fix his car, is trying to pay these guys money. They're like, we're not taking money. We want you to let the cowboy pirate go,
Yep.
and we want these mommies if they want to come.
Yep.
And the captain is like, no, the cowboy's not going anywhere.
Yeah, because he doesn't want that guy to get off. He's mad at that guy.
The problem is the captain's car is in rough shape, and it has to be fixed. So at some point, he's going to have to give in.
Yep.
And so they give in, and the new daddies all decide that, you know what? We don't care if these mommies look like Bluey. They're still nice, and we're going to all be friends anyway. So
and there's some other, like, childhood drama in there, but nobody really cares about that.
But the good news is they fix the car, and the mommies and daddies lived happily ever after.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty good, right?
It's true.
Well, I don't have anything else to say.
That's all you got?
That's all I know about it.
I think
And
so.
there's no way to interact, so...
That's always the episode near the end. I always get a little bit discombobulated.
Why?
I don't know. There's like all that the placebo stuff, and then why did they turn ugly earlier? And
well,
why
they didn't
are
turn ugly. They just looked less like Bluey.
But they look like when they're
it looked like when they ate their juice, it only lasted for a little while.
Yeah.
It's like when I have my juice right before lunch.
But then they didn't have it, and then they still looked pretty. So
I didn't understand that one part.
Yeah, so that's the part where I get a little bit confused.
But I think what they were trying to say is, you can look like Bluey as long as you feel good about yourself and act like Bluey. And when you don't take your medicine, you can still be a Bluey.
You just gotta
have the right attitude.
Feel it. Yeah. It is kind of a childish kind of moral.
Sort of is.
Yeah.
Be happy with yourself and do the best you can do.
Yeah.
And if you do, you're going to get a mommy or daddy. And then we'll go to the candy store and we'll get lollipops and Sour Patches and whatever else you like. Even maybe a juice box.
That'd be nice.
Isn't that nice? Maybe a Lunchables, buddy.
I got kind of sick of Lunchables.
Well, the 2-year-olds love them.
Yeah, that's true.
They can pretend they're eating
No,
anything but the
they like
crackers
those,
and then drop it on the floor and the dog eats it.
They like those Lunchleys.
Lunchleys? That's new on me.
Yeah.
Those days are over for me.
Yep.
I don't have to know Lunchly. And I'm glad about that. I'm
There's
telling you,
I'm
looking at that, it looks sideways. Look at that ship.
Well, the video's over, so what are you going to do?
Well, I don't want the youngins to think they're falling off.
Whoops.
The earth is round, kids. It's not flat.
That's a good lesson.
It is. And it's true.
Yep.
I watched some mommies go up into space for a little while a couple weeks ago. So
Me too.
now I'm an astronaut because I watched it.
I think so.
Thank you.
I mean, you're wearing the uniform.
Yes. You too.
Yeah, I've been in space.
It's nice.
Can you believe it?
I've been right in that thing right there.
I'm a doctor.
Anything else you want to talk about?
Nah. Not really. I want to watch my Red Letter Media video.
All right. Thanks, kids. Make sure you got a little time left today.
To do
Have
your
juice
homework.
box. The 2-year-olds don't have homework.
Do your homework.
Get your blankie, take a little nappy, and then later we'll have some more candy, okay? All right, bye-bye.
Bye-bye.